Okay, so you want to get smart right. Like right now. You're in the right place.
Absolutely.
Today we're diving deep into some seriously weird ways to make a whole lot of money.
Yeah.
This isn't your kid's lemonade stand. We're talking $1 billion side hustles.
Yeah, some serious cash.
The kind of stuff that makes you go, huh? And then wait a minute.
Oh, yeah.
That's genius.
That's the reaction we're looking for.
Yeah, for sure. So I've got some incredible examples lined up from some real-world entrepreneurs who saw an opportunity where most people just saw weirdness. I mean, we're talking vending machines, OnlyFans ghostwriters, and even, wait for it, digital pet rocks.
Digital pet rocks.
You heard that right.
Wow.
So in this deep dive, we're going to break down these ventures, figure out what makes them tick, what are the underlying principles that turn these offbeat ideas into these massive money-making machines. And of course, we're going to give you, our listeners, some seriously fresh perspectives on how people are, well, raking it in ways you wouldn't believe.
That's right. Some really outside-the-box thinking.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's jump right in. First off, we've got a guy who calls himself Vending Machine Vince. And when you hear what he's done, you might just start calling him that too.
Okay, Vending Machine Vince. I like it already.
Right, so this isn't just some guy with a couple of machines at the local laundromat.
Right.
We're talking an empire. This guy owns over 400 vending machines.
400? What?
412 to be exact.
That's wild.
Across 7 states.
7 states. Okay, so we're not talking like a little change here, right?
No, not even close. So each machine brings in an average of like $300 a month in profit.
300 per machine.
Per machine.
Right.
Now do the math.
All right, let me get my calculator out.
412 machines times 300 a month.
Okay, so that's $123,600 every single month.
Every month.
That's like a crazy good salary.
More than a crazy good salary.
From vending machines. I mean, I knew those things could make money, but that's another level.
It's another level.
So how does he do it? What's the secret sauce?
Well, Vince has a great sense of humor. He says people will always reach for a bag of Cheetos during an existential crisis.
Oh, she feels seen.
Right. But, jokes aside, his real secret is location.
Location, okay.
And knowing what sells in each spot, he's got this whole system down, tailoring the snacks and drinks to the specific needs of that location. Like, you're not going to find kale chips in a vending machine at a construction site.
Makes sense. You got to know your audience, so it's all about targeting the right snacks to the right people.
Exactly. And once those machines are stocked, they pretty much run themselves. It's like passive income on autopilot.
So passive income, that's a big takeaway for our listeners, right? That's the dream.
The dream. Okay, so we've talked about satisfying those real-world cravings. Now, let's get a little bit more digital, a little bit more, shall we say, spicy.
Ooh, spicy. Let's hear it.
We're going to talk about OnlyFans ghostwriters.
OnlyFans ghostwriters. Okay, I'm intrigued.
Yeah. So picture this. You're a top earner on OnlyFans, right? You're creating tons of content, but you just don't have the time or the energy to keep up with all the messages from your fans.
That's a good problem to have, I guess, but still a problem.
It's a problem. And that's where someone like Ghostwriter Gwen comes in.
Ghostwriter Gwen. I get laid on her.
So she's 27 years old, and she makes about 40 grand a month writing messages for OnlyFans creators.
Well, she gets paid to write messages for other people.
Essentially, yeah. She's like a professional digital conversationalist.
I mean, I guess that's a skill, right?
Yeah.
Being able to chat people up online.
Oh, it's definitely a skill, and in this case, a very lucrative one. And her clients aren't just anyone. They're the top earners on the platform, the ones who are making serious bank.
So these are people who are already doing really well. They're just outsourcing this one aspect of their business.
Exactly. They're focused on creating content, and they need someone to handle the fan interaction. Keep those subscribers engaged.
So what's her pricing look like? What do you have to shell out to get Ghostwriter Gwen on your team?
Okay, so are you ready for this? For what she calls authentic DM banter, she charges about $500 an hour.
$500 an hour.
An hour.
Just for like casual conversation.
Casual but effective. And if a creator wants to build a specific online persona like the girl next door vibe, Gwen will craft that for them for a cool 10 grand.
$10,000 to sound like someone else online.
It's wild, right?
Oh.
And her motto is even wilder.
Okay, I gotta hear this.
If you can write a text to your ex, you can write a text to a simp.
Wow, that's pretty blunt.
It's definitely memorable, but it also kind of makes sense in a twisted way, right?
And yeah, she's got a point.
It's all about understanding how to engage with people online And in this specific context, how to, well, keep those subscribers happy and spending.
So it's like taking a regular everyday skill texting and turning it into a high-paying gig by applying it to this specific niche.
Exactly. It's all about finding those unexpected demands in these online spaces.
I love it. Okay, so we've gone from satisfying real-world cravings to crafting the perfect online persona. Now are you ready for something truly out there?
No, I'm ready. Bring it on.
Okay. We're talking digital pet rocks.
Digital pet rocks.
NFTs to be precise. This is where things get really interesting.
So we've got this guy, NFT Nate, who's basically selling PNG images of rocks as non-fungible tokens.
PNGs of rocks. Okay, I'm already lost.
I know it sounds crazy, right? But hear me out. Each NFT is like a digital certificate of ownership for that specific rock image.
So you're not buying a physical rock, you're buying the rights to a digital image of a rock.
Exactly. And it's recorded on this thing called a blockchain, which is like the secure digital ledger.
Okay, so it's like a really fancy way of saying you own this one-of-a-kind digital rock picture.
Precisely. And people are going nuts for these things. He sold over 8,000 of these digital pet rocks for $1,000 each.
$1,000 each.
Each. That's $8 million for digital rocks.
Okay, so someone please explain to me why anyone would pay that much for a picture of a rock. Like, I'm all for supporting artists and all but a rock.
I know, it seems insane, right? My initial reaction was like, what could I do with $8 million?
Same here.
But there's actually a lot more to it than meets the eye.
Okay, I'm listening.
So for some people, it's not even about the rock image itself. It's about being part of this exclusive community.
A community of digital rock owners.
Yeah, basically. They get access to special events, online forums. You know, it's like a whole digital club.
Okay, I kind of get that, the community aspect.
Yeah.
But still $1,000.
Well, there's also this idea of digital scarcity. Since each NFT is unique, it's like owning a limited edition collectible.
So it's like owning a rare Pokemon card, but for rocks.
Exactly. And for some people, it's about the bragging rights. You know, being able to say, I own this one-of-a-kind digital rock.
So it's like a status symbol, but in the digital world.
It is. It's wild, right?
Yeah, totally wild. But it also makes you think about how we assign value to things in this digital age. Like, what's considered valuable is changing so rapidly.
It is. So we've gone from vending machine empires to professional texters to digital rock collectors. It's a lot to take in, I know. But what's the big takeaway here? What can our listeners learn from these unconventional success stories?
Well, I think the common thread here is that none of these people set out to become vending machine moguls or OnlyFans ghostwriters or digital rock tycoons. They saw an opportunity, an unmet need in the market, and they figured out a creative way to fill it.
It's about spotting those wait people actually pay for that moment.
Exactly. And it's not always about creating something completely new. Sometimes it's about taking something familiar and applying it in a totally unexpected way.
Like writing text messages or while selling pictures of rocks.
Right. So as you go about your day, keep an eye out for those moments where you think, wait, someone would actually pay for that.
That's your cue to dig a little deeper.
Because the next billion-dollar side hustle could be hiding in plain sight.
Absolutely. And who knows, maybe your story will be our next deep dive.
I can't wait to hear it.
Until then, keep those entrepreneurial gears turning.
And keep listening to The Deep Dive.
嘻哈